here's the mid-Atlantic ridge, and plate tectonics claims that seafloor spreading is happening in this ridge, and it's pushing these continents away from each other. And the reasoning was because they looked like they fit together. They look similar in shape, right? Like a reoccurring pattern. Well, when you take those two and you try to fit them together, they look like this. You see these enormous gaps. I can even rotate them, which goes against the theory of seafloor spreading, and try to force them to fit. And you can see that that's about as good as it gets. I could even push it in somewhat. And what they claim is the reason why it doesn't, fit perfect is because of erosion, which makes sense, I mean, that makes sense. Okay, so I wanted to make a point here. When you measure the distance between South America and Africa, you get, one of the closest areas, you get 1,900 miles, basically. But when you measure the distance from here to here, you get about 5,000 miles and no seafloor spreading. Do you see any seafloor spreading taking place in this continent right here between these two areas? Well, how come when I take these two areas, which are further apart than Africa and South America, and when I throw one over the other, like that, no matter how close you get, there are no gaps. As a matter of fact, you have these islands right here, right? I showed this in the last video, but I'm showing you this again for a reason, and then I'm going to show you some new stuff. But you can see when you look at these islands, they got little dark spots on them. Well, that's where the volcanoes are. And on this other image that matches with no gaps, they line up with those volcanoes. What are the odds? Let me show you what happens when I take a even closer image and align them like this. See, here's the other image. Not only does it match like here, here's those islands. When I drag it, you can see the turbulence coming off, and when I drag it that direction, you'll notice there are more alignments with this feature right here hitting these circular features right there. As I'm bringing these islands in to match, that are 5,000 miles apart. Look, see the islands and see the volcanoes on the islands, the dark areas, and then you'll notice that these islands match those volcanoes. And it does this no matter how close you get. See how they match up? That's precision. And then what's even trippier is the gap between these images. You see how it plays in? You got this space right here, and you got these areas like that matching, see? And then the gap here, that's another alignment. So there's hundreds of alignments going on here that, like here, you can see there, get close, get as close as you want, and you can see it's matching the terrain. You got this big one right here coming in. See how it matches again? Every image, every surface feature on this planet is a reoccurring pattern. And they're all reoccurring patterns to a moment of ignition. But look at my evidence, though. Are my alignments or my observations not as valid as the observations made over 100 years ago that created seafloor spreading theory? Where there's no seafloor spreading here, and yet mine match about 1,000 times more accurate, or 1,000,000 for all I know. I have hundreds, maybe thousands of other matches around the planet. I also have something new that changes the game for me on this, and that's going to be in another video though. But I want to show you that when I take Africa and I bring it in and point it the wrong direction, I point the nose at north like a compass, but when I bring it in, it matches exact also, but the wrong direction. When I bring it over here, look how it matches. Here's where it gets interesting. Just like that other part of Antarctica matched this area, I take the Horn of Africa and I slide it up. And you can see that these are related. But hold on, I got close-up shots though. Let me show you those. Here they are. These are, wow, what happened? These are close-up shots of those two areas, right? So we can really see the details. Unlike if you did this with those with seafloor spreading there, the gaps are even huger. But check this out. So I bring this in, and you can see it matches right there at the peaks. But what's trippy is that there's a volcano right here, right? There's a volcano in here too. And when I line them up, the volcanoes line up. But you can almost tell that this, when this moves, this volcano is, well, whatever created the volcano is gouging out some of these features on the ocean floor, right? But wait, before I move it over more, I want to show you that not only does it match there, but you look in the side here and you see these, what looks like molars. When I bring that in, you can see they line up too. And then when I bring this up here, it lines up again. But what's trippy is that you can see that when this lines up here, you can see this stuff right here lining up. You can see this one lake feature right here, and then you see these dark marks right here. See the alignment? I'll bring it down, it matches up again, just like Antarctica does in this area. Same thing. Because they're all related. Now, this goes on and on and on, by the way. Let me go back to the other image. Now, I matched it in here, right? And you can see that the sides match up too. I could even rotate this right here. And you can see this matches in here, like that. And then what's trippy is that ridge matches in here too. I can rotate it and match it better. See? You can see how these are following the mountains right here. But let me just keep continuing with the Horn of Africa, because it doesn't just match there and here and on the sides. When I rotate it, it matches again. Here and here. Actually, it rotates into here. Look. You can see that there's a triangle piece right there. Hold on, if I'm moving too fast, I'm sorry. but you can see it matches up there, and you can see that matches the sides. As it's working its way, you can see that this discharge pattern here, that looks like a trident, is lining up with the features right here. I got something to show you about this that is absolutely mind-blowing. I have another match for that thing, and it'll probably be in the next video. But look, as I'm coming in, you can see features matching up here with the turbulence. You can see Florida. Some of the images on Florida seems to be lining up. And then I gotta keep rotating this damn thing. Here we go, lining up next to Cuba with Africa. Oops. And then also that ridge right here. So here's, look at right here. See how the sides are still matching? And then also the Gulf of Mexico with the Horn of Africa. And then look at this feature again, matching up. See right there? Look at Florida. You see the dots on Florida, right? The lakes and stuff. Well, you can see similar features lining up with them as it's coming through, as this is lining up with the Gulf of Mexico. And then guess what? It goes all the way. Well, it starts matching up with Yellowstone Park and the California Basin area, as this matches up the coastline and the Gulf of Mexico again. And there's more. There's more than I can ever show you here. There's just too many, actually. I get a little overwhelmed trying to show it. So my match is like completely my observation is completely superior to the ones that were made hundreds of years ago that spawned the theory of seafloor spreading. And I think that's it. I think that's all I wanted to show. There's a lot going on, man. I made a huge discovery that reveals so much more now with these alignments, and I'm trying to figure out a way to show it. Look at the Horn of Africa again, now with the features of Antarctica, the same features that lined up in the same areas. What's trippy about this, see how I think this actually fits better, or reversed, but what's trippy about this is when you line this up, you got this layering on the Horn of Africa, right? But if you go over here on South America, they have these giant mesas. Okay, so you can see these mesas, right? Could you, even in your wildest dreams, imagine water eroding this straight, huge cliff face on a chunk of land that is shaped like a triangle? Where did all the other land go? Where did the water take it? These are pieces of another continent. They're stuck together, and that layering that I was showing you might be related to this. That you can see how there's steps taken down on the Horn of Africa, right? It's like layer by layer by layer. Well, what if these continents that wrap around at one time wrapped around each other are different layers, like an onion, like how an onion is, the same thing. I mean, that makes more sense. There's no way in my wildest dreams can I visualize water eroding these sharp cliffs like that. It just doesn't even make sense. Straight lines like that? No way. There's no way. Those look like a laser cut. But anyways, I just wanted to point out some logical stuff. You know what I mean? Like, when you think about it, you look at the Horn of Africa and it's layered, and then it lines up with these features in here. Well, what's to say that these layers are these mesas also sticking to this continent? They might be the bottom side of another continent. Like, and it even looks like that. I'll throw this in here really quick. But when you look at Africa from Google Earth and you zoom in, you find these strange textures. Let me see if I can. Yeah. Some of this is sand, right? But where's these ones? I want to show you these bizarre textures. Man, Africa's weird looking when you look at it. It looks like it's been through like a nuclear war or something. It just like looked like it's been melted and folded, and it looks like it has pieces of continents stuck to it. Like if you take glue, or if you take wood and you glue it together, and then you rip them apart from each other, there'll be pieces of wood stuck to the other, and it looks a lot like these features do. Like that. You see what I'm saying? I mean, some of that's sand, but the sand is laying into the features like that. But see, here's those layers. I think they're the same things as those mesas. There's just pieces. You see how there's like chunks missing? Well, what if these chunks are those mesas over there? But upside down. I don't know. Maybe you understand what I'm saying. Maybe you think I'm crazy. I don't know.